What is going on? We are back with another unboxing. My name is Austin, and this is Crate Club's major box number 29. So it feels like it's been a while since we've done this. Unfortunately, it kind of has, and I apologize. We were slow at getting this box out of the warehouse and onto your doorstep. Look, it wasn't our fault, okay? It was one of the suppliers, one of the guys that went in the box. They were just slow shipping. The biggest challenge with providing a subscription box is that you rely on so many different brands and so many different shipping methods, and they come from mostly in the US, but sometimes outside of the US, and like it's just a nightmare sometimes dealing with all these people and holding them accountable for a particular timeline. We did get everything out like just in the nick of time. I apologize that it was like the very tail end of May. But on the bright side, you got your June box coming pretty soon as well, so that's exciting. A couple of updates, a couple of life updates on my end. I think the last two unboxings, we were talking about prep brain and brain fog and these weird things that I was going through because I was preparing to step on stage as a bodybuilder. Long story short, I have a long history of different sports backgrounds. I played ball sports as a kid, got into distance running, and then I got into powerlifting, and then I joined the Army, and I kept running and I kept powerlifting, got out of the Army, then somehow got bit by the bodybuilding bug. And like, I agree, bodybuilding is arguably the least functional form of exercise out there because it's all about looks and aesthetics and building muscle and burning fat so you can look pretty on stage for a few minutes. But it's what I fell in love with. It was just so different from anything I've ever done before, and it just requires an absurd level of discipline. But I say all that just to announce that I did end up winning my class as well as taking the overall, and that was a huge accomplishment for me. At the end of the day, at a local show, it was a national qualifier, right? You have to win your class in order to move up the ladder in the bodybuilding world, but the overall title, even though it doesn't carry any weight, the overall title is the most sought after title because it means that you beat everybody from every height and weight class that steps on stage. And it's not very often that the shortest guy takes the overall title. But I showed up on stage with by far the best conditioning and by far the best posing. I ended up taking home that overall title, and it was a top 10 moment in my life. So something I'm very proud of, but also I'm kind of glad it's behind me because now I'm fully hydrated and I'm full of glycogen and carbs and sodium and all those good things that a natural, healthy, functioning body is supposed to have in their system. If I say anything stupid today, I can't blame it on prep brain. It is what it is, man. But I'm here, I'm excited. I'm excited to show you what's inside this box. The theme here is definitely gonna be quality over quantity. Sometimes we're able to squeeze 6 or 7 items inside of a box. There are only 5 items in this box, but they are 5 phenomenal products. I'm excited to show you. I'm excited that they're in your hands now, and I think that you're really gonna enjoy putting them to use. So let's get started. Hey, also, did you notice that the box was a slightly different shade of green this month? I kind of like it. It's more foresty, more army green and less whatever that other green was. So if you guys are new, I write these monthly books, what we call them, here at Crate Club. But essentially this is just a short description of everything that's inside your box. You don't have to read it to figure out what it is. I mean, a knife is a knife. That being said, some people like to know the specifications. They want to know the types of metal or what the handle's made out of, where these products came from, who they were produced by. So there's some good information in here. And if you want to read it, have at it. These are my words. I handwrite these myself. But if you don't, just keep it. I've actually started keeping a stack of these things because I think it's kind of a cool collector's item. We're 29 boxes in, and we're just gonna keep going, man. So something about this is like borderline sentimental to me, so I keep them. But let's get started with the world's most exciting item, and that is socks. Designed to provide the perfect balance of dryness, comfort, and support. The worn everyday enhanced sock will help melt away long hours on your feet. Knit with performance-enhanced merino aero wool, this pair of socks will keep you feeling comfy and dry all day and all night. This product features 360-degree arch support and additional material around the footbed and heel to reduce strain on the wearer's foot, ultimately facilitating a confident and stable stride. These socks are great for all climates and all lifestyles. So we discovered these guys just a few months ago. They're based out of upstate New York, like right on the Hudson, which is kind of cool because that's where I went to college. And they sent me like 4 pairs of socks and I fell in love with them. Quick, funny sock story. So when I was in basic training, you go through like your little government issue line, you know what I mean? They give you all the materials you need for basic training, your camelback, your boots, your shoes, your uniforms, your bags, blah, blah, blah. Well, the socks they give you are horrible, horrendous. Like they are thin and they feel like sandpaper, and they destroyed my feet. Apparently you could like bring your own socks, which I didn't know. You know, when you're wearing OCP ACU, it has to be all green or all black socks. I only brought white socks. I didn't know. I was new to the Army thing. But the socks that I was wearing was destroying my feet. And in fact, I had a really, really bad blister that developed on the back of my heel, and it ended up causing me a little bit of tendonitis back there. So it was causing problems. Couldn't walk very well for a little while. But my squad leader actually saw my foot and, you know, said, hey, we can take care of this actually. And he took me to what we call the cadet store, which is just a little place where you could get like convenience store items and clothing items, uniform stuff. And he walked me over to the sock section and he was like, look man, like this is a proper pair of socks and this is what's gonna keep your feet safe and dry throughout the remainder of basic training. I believe the brand he introduced me to that day was Fox River. Still a fan of those guys. But the funny thing was is that he was like, so choose from the Fox River selection. I'm gonna go work with somebody else for a minute. Just pick out whatever color and size you need and I'll be back in like 5 minutes. So I'm like looking at the socks and I pick up a green pair and it's my size, it's Fox River, and purchase them, wear them for the remainder of basic training. But the whole time I was like, dude, these things are comfortable, but like I am sweating profusely. My feet are so warm. Turns out they were winter socks, which I was wearing in the middle of summer. So yeah, I was rocking winter socks in the middle of summer. It wasn't my squad leader's fault. He didn't see which pair I bought. He just sent me in the right direction. But it's kind of a funny story because I was wearing the wrong socks for half of basic training. Well, all of basic training, arguably. But it was also like an important moment for me because it was the first time that like a upperclassman who was serving as a squad leader took the time to take care of me. He said, I see that you're experiencing a problem. I know how to fix that problem, and I'm gonna impart some knowledge to make your life easier. I remember that guy. He ended up building a relationship with me, and I was his first salute when he graduated. So that was a cool moment for me, and I thought about that for a long time. That being said, this is an incredible quality pair of socks. Seriously, I have not stopped wearing the ones that they sent me like 3 or 4 months ago, and I can't say enough good things. They're the right thickness to keep your foot protected and prevent unnecessary friction. You don't want socks too thick because then you have to like size up your boots, or your regular boots start to feel cramped, you know what I mean? Because there's so much material between your toes and the boot. So these are not unnecessarily thick. They're just thick enough to like keep your foot protected, but at the same time, they feel so airy. Like your foot stays cool even in a hot boot in the middle of summer. I love these things, man. It's so funny, like when you're a kid, you're like, oh God, I got socks for Christmas. And hopefully none of you are thinking, oh man, I got socks in my subscription box. The older you get, I think the more you value stuff like this. And so I hope that you're excited it arrived in your box. I hope it fits your foot. And I hope that you put it to use. You won't regret it. Incredible pair of socks. Straight from upstate New York, baby. Moving on. All right, so now we're transitioning from socks to soak. And soak is spelled S-O-K in this scenario. Check it out. Soak Pepper Spray Alternative. The Soak system is an odorless, water-soluble lubric gel that was developed to address many of the legal, moral, and strategic issues associated with the use of pepper spray. Though capable of immediately incapacitating an assailant or suspect, Soak can be deployed in crowded, confined, or unventilated areas with absolutely zero toxicological, environmental, or respiratory collateral damage. Just like traditional pepper spray, Soak is a pressurized can intended to be aimed directly into and around the eyes of an assailant or suspect. While Soak can be just as jarring as getting sprayed by pepper spray, it doubles in effectiveness by coating the assailant or suspect in a super slick goo that makes grasping objects or people extremely difficult. On the bright side, the most excited aspect of this whole thing is that I don't have to demonstrate this again because I've already sprayed myself once. Throwback to when I had a mustache. So back at SHOT Show, Las Vegas, January of this year, 2024, we came across these guys that had a little display and they were like, we're not supposed to give the product away because it's a pressurized can, it's an unreleased item, blah, blah, blah. They gave it to me anyway. I took it back to the hotel room. You know, I was exhausted. It was the last night in Las Vegas and I was like, and I was waiting for Brandon. I was staying with Brandon Curran from the BattleBox guys. I was like, oh, I'm gonna film some content with Brandon, but he was out socializing and doing some other stuff. And I was like, I guess I'm spraying this in my own eyes. Ironically, I ended up spraying myself 5 minutes before he walked in. This stuff is so interesting to me. So it is not pepper spray. It is literally thick water. It's just goo that comes out. And if you spray this directly into someone's eyes, it's amazing for a few reasons. One, I think if you get sprayed, if you see something like this, right, come out of a police officer's pocket, you're gonna assume that it's pepper spray. And when you get blasted, you're gonna think, oh crap, I just got hit with pepper spray. I'm about to have a really bad time. All you have to do is take a paper towel, wipe it off and you are a-okay. But as the person getting sprayed in a tense moment, you're gonna assume it's pepper spray. You're gonna freak out and think, oh crap, I'm in for a bad time. But really what's happening, all it does is reduce the visibility of the person that just got sprayed. It's very thick, it's very slippery, and it's literally just goo that goes directly in someone's eyes. And then the beautiful aspect of it is that it's non-toxic. You don't have to worry about spraying someone unintentionally. You don't have to worry about spraying onto a bystander or an animal or it causing damage to the building that you just sprayed it on. Those are probably not considerations for the average person, but those are things that I think about. But on the flip side of that, if you maybe unintentionally spray someone in an unfortunate scenario, they're not gonna sue you for like spraying them with pepper spray, which is like arguably a weapon. You can say, hey man, sorry, I sprayed you with water. It was just goo. And then the funny part is if you do get sprayed and you're in a position to like continue fighting, you're gonna wipe it off your eyes and keep trying to grapple or fight or whatever's going on in that situation. You're just slippery. Your hands are not gonna be able to grasp people or tools or weapons. So you have goo in your eyes, you have slippery hands, completely useless. This is great. I think everybody should carry something like this. If you're not a pepper spray user, this is a great alternative. It is very, very effective, and there's so many less considerations when it comes to collateral damage. Genius product. Honestly, if you want to give it a whirl, like in order to understand what you're going to be potentially putting someone else through, spray yourself. The worst part of it is the pressure. Like this thing's got some kick to it. I don't know how far you could actually hit somebody with these things. I'm sure they know. But the worst part for me is when I sprayed myself. It's the power of the actual stream in my eyes. I think the worst part is, yeah, literally just imagine getting like blasted with a small confined water hose directly in your eyes. So not a pleasant experience. Very, very useful. Highly recommend. And the beautiful part is that it's made in the USA. Hell yeah, brother. All right, next I'm gonna show you the Better Stool by Hillsound. After spending hours upon hours on your feet, there is nothing more relaxing than finding a place to pop a squat and alleviate all that built up tension. Whether you're a hiker, camper, active duty service member, or an avid outdoorsman, having a portable place to sit is invaluable. The Better Stool from Hillsound is a great option for those on the go. With the ability to set up in less than 10 seconds and the strength to hold up to 240 pounds, this product is unbeatable. It can also be used for fishing, hunting, sporting events, photography, and more. And by the way, better, BTR, stands for better than a rock. 100% this is better than a rock. So these things are awesome. We called similar products to this scouting seats. It wasn't this exact brand or this exact version. This is actually better than what I utilized in the Army. But dude, it weighs nothing, right? I'm pretty sure these are aluminum poles. You could put this in a pack. You could literally hang it off the back of you and you'd never really notice because it is so light. But the ability to sit down when you want to sit down is so nice. Like I think if you ever like rucked 15, 20 miles or you spent any length of period of time on your feet, you start to realize how valuable sitting down is. And I know that you could just sit on the ground, but that's not how we naturally sit. We naturally sit with our butt a couple of feet off the ground and our knees and hips at a 90-degree angle, right? So this is gonna replicate that same squatting motion. And it feels like a genuinely comfortable position to sit in. A lot better than sitting straight down with your back on a tree and legs sticking straight out. If that works, this is better. I have two of them. I keep one of them in my car at all times. If I happen to be at like a sporting event or I was at a racetrack last weekend and there just weren't any good places to sit down. My wife also, she has a condition where she is potentially liable to pass out in unexpected moments from standing for too long. So I always have a seat on hand. I said, hey babe, you've been standing for too long, sit down for a minute. This thing's great. So it's got a little cord right here. It keeps it all nice and wound up. Unhook the little bungee cord. Opening this thing is not intuitive, but instead of pulling down, you're actually gonna twist the whole system, just like this. And then you can deploy the legs. You simply pull them out, like so. And now you have a place to sit. Lots of square area here. Another like complaint I have about similar products is it's just not enough square area. Like I hate seats that sort of resemble a bike seat and it's just like right up in the areas you don't really want it to be and it's not comfortable. You're like, oh, I'm sitting, but like it's not satisfying or relaxing in any way. This is plenty of space to sit down on. Very, very comfortably. And like I said, aluminum poles, super, super light. They say it has a 240-pound rating. I actually had old Brandon Curran take it for a spin and he loved it. I love when I can introduce Brandon to like new products because he's like all about the outdoors, but I have a military background, which is just so different. But then there's those areas of crossover and I'm like, hey man, sitting's great, isn't it? He's like, hell yeah, it is. I'm like, sit on this thing. he fell in love. I think he was about to take my chair, honestly. And the beautiful part about this thing is that the legs actually won't go back in. I'm not doing any tricks here. The legs will not go back in this position, right? You have to fold the chair back up and then the legs will go back in. Freaking amazing, isn't it? They said it can be set up in less than 10 seconds. Let's test that. Ready, go. That was like 4 seconds. This thing's great, man. I hope you like it. Phenomenal product. I actually don't know if they pronounce this thing better, BTR, but it is accurate when they say this thing is better than a rock. Have you ever used a rock as a pillow? I have. Sometimes out in the field, you get real desperate. Start to use things in ways that Mother Nature didn't intend for them to be used. But it is what it is. Enjoy that chair, take it with you. Camping, fishing, doesn't matter. You're gonna want it at some point. 2 products left. The Flex Tail Flex Tool. This is the ultimate 30-in-1 EDC multi-tool card. Nothing offers a variety of tools in such a compact size like the Flex Tool by Flex Tail. There is no way of getting around describing what exactly it has to offer. This multi-tool features a standard metric ruler, a pocket knife / pocket saw, a spoke wrench, a pulley, a flint, a bottle opener, a lid opener, 4 hex wrenches, a flathead screwdriver, Phillips head screwdriver, a buckle / keychain hole, a protractor, a wire buckle, a staple remover, nail puller, a spoke wrench, and more. Dude, 30 tools, I'm not gonna list them all. I think also sort of like the discovery process would be enjoyable, so see if you can find or even recognize all 30. This is what we're working with. Low profile. It's got good weight to it. I mean, sometimes like you want to save weight, sometimes you actually want a little bit more weight. I feel like the additional weight here is, it gives me confidence that this is actually like a strong, trustworthy multi-tool. But it's a very unique approach to multi-tools. A lot of us are familiar with like Gerbers and Leatherman, great products as well. But this is gonna take up half or a third of the amount of space as a Gerber multi-tool. But I love this thing. It's got like that very exposed exoskeleton vibe to it. And you've got 30 tools, man, right here in your hands. So it does have a little bitty blade on it. Don't underestimate it though. And so the cool thing is that you have multiple configurations on how you can use this multi-tool. I have the whole thing sort of extended here. If you want that much grip, you can also fold it back to its starting position. Same thing, you can use the knife however you like. And then it's got some super unique tools like the pulley. Look at this. I've never seen a multi-tool with a pulley on it. Will I ever use it? I'm gonna make a point to. I got it, right? And then it's also interesting that you sort of have this fully extended position and then you have this half cocked position. The reason it has this is because there's actually a wire cutter right here in the center. And so what you can do is put your wire right where it needs to be and then clamp down on it like so. And you can use it as a wire cutter. You have a Phillips head screwdriver on this corner, and on the opposite side, you have the flat head screwdriver. You actually have this little bitty rigid toothed edge that's actually used as a flint, so it's a striking surface, and you can create sparks, create a fire. Genius. Another interesting aspect is it actually has this removable, a removable 4/5 hex wrench, and it's located right here. I don't know how long it's gonna be until I lose this thing. It's actually stayed in there so far. I've carried it in my pocket for a while. But look, this is removable, right? There's that piece. And so you can close this bad boy up. It's got a little indicator for you on where the hex wrench goes. Place the back end of this thing right here. It's not gonna stay on its own, it will fall out. But once you create the pressure, you can just go to work with this thing. Pretty cool. I mean, it's just unique aspects of multi-tools that I haven't seen before, and I always appreciate that. When companies think outside the box, they provide solutions, and there are problems, there are existing solutions to those problems, and then there's new solutions to those problems. And I admire companies that think outside the box and provide new solutions to existing problems. And then you can just pop that little bad boy back in there, like so. Pretty freaking cool. But yeah, I just talked about maybe 6 or 7 tools. I'm just let you explore the rest of them. Last thing I do want to draw some attention to is the little clip here. It's got like a little carabiner style clip. I'm not wearing any belt loops, but I love the fact that you can carry this easily on your pants pocket, and then when you need it, you just pull it right off. And it's gonna stay securely on your pants. Maybe you don't want something floating around in your pocket, you just wanna have it like externally available. You can do that with this thing. Flex Tool, it's not the first time we've featured products from them. They also do that little vacuum air pump lantern thing with the magnet on it that we sent out a while back. Phenomenal product, great company. Here's another phenomenal product. Hope you enjoy. That being said, if you're a blade guy or girl, I can't wait to finally be able to use this thing. I've had it in the box because I had to film it and I had to take it places and I had to do all this other stuff. I can finally pull it out of the box, not put it back in the box, and actually EDC carry this thing. If you've been here before and you've watched our long form content before, you'll notice that most of the B-roll takes place right here on my little table. I was out at a gun club slash fishing. It's a rod and gun club. Yeah, I'm a member of a rod and gun club here in Savannah, Georgia. Phenomenal place, just an incredible group of guys that run it, and you got skeet, trap, distance shooting, pistols, archery, the whole 9 yards. Love it. But I ended up going and filming a lot of the B-roll for this video out there. So let me know what you think of the change in scenery. I think it provided like a very new aspect to these videos that we haven't done before. Hopefully all the imagery comes out okay, or my video editor might say, hey dude, don't do that again. Okay, but let us know what you think about the updated B-roll. If you like it, you don't like it, if you want to know more about where it was located, just let us know. Moving on. We've got the Banter by WE Knives. The WE Banter is an EDC knife designed to be low profile and avoid screaming, "Look at me," when you pull it out. Some knives do indeed scream for attention, and sometimes we want to avoid the unnecessary looks. This is the perfect knife for that scenario. Not only is the WE Banter a visually beautiful product, but it backs up its looks with comfort, capability, and reliability. The deep carry clip keeps it low in your pocket, and its soft features make it extremely comfortable to carry for extended periods of time. Furthermore, the Banter has a high fidget factor with its ceramic ball bearings around the pivot and a perfectly manufactured detent that make opening and closing this pocket knife a dream worth repeating again and again. And again, this product is a true gentleman's knife. We have never featured WE Knives before, at least as far as I'm aware. This is a very, very nice knife. I literally saw someone else carrying it, put it in my cart, procrastinated on buying it, then found out that we were featuring it in the Crate Club box. That is how much I've been looking forward to having this knife. First of all, check out WE, check out the boxing. Very nice, very elevated. Everything here feels phenomenal. They really go the extra mile when it comes to packaging and customer experience. Before you ever even get to the knife, you're like, I don't know what's in here, but I'm having a great time opening it. Look at the gold foil. It's just those little things, man. Pop this open. So once you get to the inside, you'll notice that you've got a little advertisement here. They're looking for feedback. You have not one, but two cool little WE Knife stickers. I don't know, they're cool. You have a cloth here for maintenance, again, stamped with WE. I don't know if they did this on purpose, but kind of stuck with the gold theme. Looks really good, really clean. Small little advertisement here. Oh, dude, look at these other knives. Dude, they have some Damascus blades that I really, really want to drop some money on. And last but not least, here is your actual carrying case for the knife. My knife will probably never go back in here because it's gonna be glued to my hip for a while. Super soft. You could actually carry two knives in here. It's got sort of a plush lining on the inside and then two slots for two different knives. And here is the Banter. There she is. I'm sorry if I'm overselling this thing, but this is right up my alley. I love the idea of a gentleman's knife. I've got leather coasters. I've got the freaking Declaration of Independence engraved on a wooden plaque over here. I've got leather watches. It's just my vibe, man. Whiskey stones. I never intended to be this way, but that's just my vibe. And this fits very perfectly with my aesthetic. It's great. The flick is great. So this is your new WE Banter. Check that bad boy out. The wood panel, the black blade, it's got just enough of a stone-washed finish to it. You can really only tell in the light. You've got the bronze thumb studs right there, both sides. Deep carry pocket clip on the outside. And there's just something about this. I plan to use it. I think knives are for using, and so I'm gonna use it whenever it's time to use a knife. But my favorite thing about this is the elevated and luxurious feel. We mentioned the soft edges in the description there. If you'll notice, everything is rounded. There's nothing sharp on this knife except for the blade edge itself. A lot of us like to have knives on us at all times. You probably don't want to bring your rusted, duct tape, sticky covered, true EDC or work knife to a dinner event. It's just, might be overly aggressive, or like the aesthetic just doesn't match. Maybe you don't even think about those things, but I do. But say you're going to like a dinner event and you still want to look nice and you still want to have a knife on you, because we're those types of people, right? EDC means everyday carry, not sometimes day carry, everyday carry. This would fit so elegantly in a nice pair of jeans, or even like a suit pocket. You could keep it up top and it like adds to your look. If you're wearing brown shoes, brown belt, brown watch, you have this beautiful brown wood knife sitting just so eloquently in your pocket. Doesn't match my current outfit, but you know, I actually have a little fancy dinner coming up on Thursday, and guess what? I'm gonna have my wee banter with me. So beyond that, dude, like construction quality, this blade steel is like very nice. I just love it, man. I can't say enough good things. I don't know the blade steel off the top of my head. I remember it was respectable though. Yeah, S35VN. We knows what they're doing. That sounds like a grammatically incorrect sentence, but we knows. We knows what they're doing. High fidget factor. All day, man. I love this. I've said it a million times and I sound like a broken record, but this is probably my new favorite knife. Probably won't be taking this camping, hunting, outdoors, right? This is truly like a evening event, specific scenarios type of knife. But anyway, I'm gonna stop drooling over this knife. I'm so glad that I don't have to unbox it and rebox it for like the 9th time. It's staying out of the box now, and I'm gonna start carrying it as often as I can make sense for. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoy those products. Killer selection. Like, I think that this contributes directly to the lifestyles that all of us live. We care about readiness. We care about preparedness, we care about capabilities, we care about quality products, and this is what this community thrives on. So I hope that you are an existing member of Crate Club. If not, you can go to our website. We offer 4 different boxes. There's 3 tiers that are month to month. Those are the lieutenant, the captain, and the major. Today you saw the major. This is actually our most popular option. And then if you want to really go big, you can go get the general, which is our biggest box with the most amount of stuff in it, but that is a quarterly option, meaning it's only going to show up to your door once per quarter or 4 times per year. Father's Day is coming up. Maybe you want to gift your father, father-in-law, some dad in your life a box from Crate Club. You can gift them a 3 to 6 months subscription, I believe. If you're not a member of our members only page, you can go check us out on Facebook. That's exclusive to active subscribers only. It's a great place to talk about gear, buy, sell, trade, or just share knowledge. I've said it once, I'll say it again. Iron sharpens iron, and this is one of those staples that this community thrives on. So, hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your products. If you don't have these products, consider joining. That's all from me. My name is Austin. I'll see you soon.